Yo, what's going on, boys? It's your man back for another TMNT figure review. And today, we are coming in for the new Classic Colors Casey Jones, or just, I like to call it the red shirt Casey Jones. And today, we're looking at him. It's a very nice figure. Re-release, technically, but he does come with enough new stuff to make it not feel too bad of a re-release. Because this is, honestly, this is the definitive Casey Jones we have in the line. Because he comes with more stuff, and the colors are, I guess, just as recognizable. I'm not sure. But starting off, taking a look at the box quick, just because you got to do it. And I have a few complaints about this box here. You can see pretty much the same exact box as the original Casey Jones, just recolored to look like this. You got some new artwork on the back, or not new artwork, new product shots on the back. Then we got the new couple of guys to come. Still excited for this guy. Gotta find this guy. Eventually we'll get him. But then here's my one issue with this box. They've added a tab on the top now for some reason, which I guess is to make them like hangable on a store shelf. But this is number 13 in the release, and this is the first time they're putting a tab on it. So now the big pile of boxes I have is gonna have just one with the tab poking out, and I just cannot believe this. I just don't get why they do these things. Why they gotta make slight changes like this for no reason. Like, there's no reason to add the tab to this now. Alright, moving on. Continuing on to this actually very nice figure. So, we'll take a quick look. You can see it is the same exact figure, except I do have the new arms on. These are not the arms that come on this figure. He has the same ones as the other one. He just comes with these ones with the wraps on them. And I even looked into the comic books a little bit before. And in the actual comic book, in the first appearance, he has no gloves, like it's just bare hands. And then in the next couple of appearances, he wears gloves like this. These are the interchangeable hands right here, or arms. And he wears gloves like that. But then I don't really know where they got this, like the wrapped hands look. It must be from later in the books or something, because I could not find it. But moving on anyway. Now, taking a look and talking about the paint sculpt. Again, the only new thing is the paint on the shirt, because, well, and the boots too. The boots are crispy white now instead of like a brown. But other than that, it is the same exact figure. And even most of the paint is the same. Like the masks are the same. Even the interchangeable head is the same. I thought it was a different one, but nah, it's the same exact thing. And then the new sculpt, obviously, is just these hands and the wrapped on the arms, because they are the same arm as the rest of it, which is good because this figure looks pretty good. I like this one. Take a look around again. Everything painted very nicely. The sculpt, as usual, was very good. This was one of the best, well, not one of the best, but a very good release from the Mirage Comics line. Very nice sculpting and detail all over this figure, especially like on the head and the hair has some very nice detail. And I'm sorry for acting like I did a review on this figure. I don't think I did. It was the Michelangelo, and I put him in the thumbnail, so there is no review on this figure. Very, very good looking figure. Articulation is pretty good, and overall sculpting is very nice. It's not the most accurate, like he looks kind of very different in the comic book, but it still looks very good alone. Excuse me now, coming in for articulation at the head here. He looks up, not very good. He's got the mullet kind of hair, and then the big chin too, so he can't really look down. It's on a double ball, so you get some nice movement out of that. And other than the no up and down, it is very nicely articulated. At the arm, ooh, moves up like that far. Not too bad, not too good though. And here, rotates around very nicely. You got a bicep swivel, a little bit crispy. Then nice double jointed elbow. This one, on the original one, I had a lot of problems with the joints being sticky and hard. This figure, not as many. The one arm is a little messed up on the other side, but this one's not too bad. Then at the hand here, casual NECA, where you got your swivel and a little bit of a hinge going on. Which, of course, pretty good articulation on this guy. Come to the waist, which is also not very good. It rotates, and it kind of goes side to side, but he's kind of like flat, so there's not a lot of movement. And you definitely would get paint rub with the red on this, so be careful. Coming down to the legs. Kick forward, pretty decent. They go back, not very much at all. He's got kind of the flat booty. Out to the side, not too bad, which is good because this guy likes to throw some kicks. And then, of course, you get a little bit of a swivel at the thigh. The knees, double jointed, baby. We going crazy. very good rotation. Then coming down to the crispy white boots, we got a nice little ankle rotation. It goes up and down, of course, some sort of movement. And then very sticky ankle pivot. So this figure is very nicely articulated, and if you can loosen it up very nice, you can get some very good poses with him. Not exactly the best because the ab crunch is a little funny, but everything else is very good. Now, moving on to, we'll do accessories now, because he sure does come with a lot, especially compared to the first one. So just to get some crud out the way, comes with his bag, of course. Every Casey Jones got to have a big sack to hold all his goods in. Very nice detail on this one. All the accessories up to a certain point are exactly the same as the original one, colors and everything. I thought they were a little different, but no, they're not. So if you have the original, it's the same stuff except for the arms. And this one does look very good though. A lot of nice detail, all the outlining and everything is very clean on this sack. This is a very nice sack. I like this sack. I haven't said sack or balls enough in this video, so I gotta make up for it. Okay, moving on now. We will look at, oh actually yeah, there is another new accessory. This one comes with an umbrella, which I think maybe is from the second time around, the store brawl with Shredder. Like in the movie they did it, but in the comics Casey Jones was there. So I'm guessing that might be from that. Very nice paint sculpt on it. The little willy at the top is a little crooked, but I'm guessing that's supposed to be on purpose. So it's just it's one of those interesting accessories that could work for anything. Like an umbrella is an anything kind of figure or accessory, and it's decently painted enough to work. I don't know. All right, moving on. Next, some of the regular stuff again. It comes with a nice hockey stick. Very nice detail on this one too, with the wood and the wrap and everything. Looks very nice. Get an up close look at that. Ooh, baby. All the wood grain is all painted. It looks very, very good. Very, very nice detail on all this stuff. Next, golf club. Playing golf with the bright white top. Again, paint looks very good. Sculpting is very good. It looks like a golf club. It gets the point across. Looks very nice. And it isn't, like the movie one was very flimsy. This one feels pretty good. Of course, it would probably break if you snap it or something, but much sturdier than usual. Of course, Casey Jones got to have his twin baseball bats. Very nice detail on these guys. It looks very, very good. Of course, same kind of detail and look as all the rest of the weapons, but it is very nice detail, and it is a very good look. It looks very good. Now, we'll do the interchangeable head. You can see it's the exact same. Oof. Well, the eyes aren't that bad. I didn't really look at this head yet, but it's the exact same as the other one. Same exact weird grimace, weird frown face. I thought it was different when I saw it on the box, but no, same exact one. And yeah, that's about it. Casey Jones face, very ugly. Very comic accurate though. Then here we have the loose mask, which is a very cool inclusion. You can like hang it up on a bat or something, I don't know. Like in The Last Ronin, he dies and they hang it up on Leonardo's sword. You can kind of do that with this. Very cool. Very nice detail on that as well. And then just another look, just to make sure you see it. We got the interchangeable arms. Very nice detail on these. It is the exact same arm, except for like the forearm down is new. The hands I think are very similar, except just have the bandage kind of sculpted in. But, you know, they look very good. You get one for each side, obviously. You don't want to mix it up and only have the right arm. Very nice detail though. Now, continuing on to the hands. So for those arms, he has a pair of gripping hands, decent sized ones. And then, of course, you see this is the other side with the looser grip. And then only for the right side does he have a tighter grip, which is interesting. I guess they're keeping it character accurate for him being right-handed, but that works. There you go. Tighter grip to hold the golf club, because that's the only real small thing we got. Then, for the other bandaged arms, we do have a pair of grippers for that arm, that set of hands. So it looks very good. It's clean paint on all the ridges and everything. Everything looks very nice. Very decent sculpting on all of it. This one's not the best paint, but for the small details, it looks pretty good. And it's about as good quality as you can get. And now, the one thing. This is what I'm very excited about. These arms have open hands. For a Casey Jones, an open hand I feel is very, very important. You want to have him holding the bat. You want to have him doing something with his hands. You want to have him shooting that Kamehameha. You can finally do it because now we have nice open hands. And I don't know if this is on purpose, but the lines on the back of the fingers are different. I'm going to guess it is because I don't see why they wouldn't happen. How that would even happen, I'm not sure. But, of course, great sculpting, great paint on these guys, and finally a great addition to be able to get more poses out of this figure. Because I feel like he was very limited with the hands on the first one. All he had was the two fists, and the loose or the tight gripping hand. And that's just not enough for a figure like this. You need more variety. Now, moving on to comparisons on this figure here. Just a little bit, get the look going. Crooked, crank it, spank it. All right. So first we'll start with comparison side by side with the original Casey Jones release. And then just because he was on the floor, he fell off the display, we got Crab Shredder. Of course, this guy looks very good next to the original Casey Jones. Oh, actually, the pants are a different color. I didn't even realize that. But, didn't even really do a side by side with them. But, if you have one and you don't want the few new things this one has, or you don't care about the color, then the original is fine. Like, there's no, real reason to get the new one. Other than the hands. Like, if you want the open hands that bad, then get it. Or if you like the red shirt, like the original comic book, then you should get it. But other than that, it is the same exact figure. It is very, very similar too. And the price went up. Like, I think I paid the same for both because I overpaid for the original a little bit. I paid $40 for that, and I paid $40 for this one. But I think the original was $32 if you got it at like Target or something. And this one retails for $40 at Target now, so you know, you're paying a little bit more, but you're getting a little bit more. I don't know if the two arms are $8 value, but you're gonna have to see. So moving on now to some other comparisons. Move this man out the way. Now we're gonna get some turds in there. I got my boy Ralph, and we got my boy Mikey. Both, of course, bootleg figures. We don't have money for the real stuff out here. But this is where I think it would look really good, because this is kind of the only look where you'd want him to look in this color. Like, most of the time, I feel like the gray is what they went with. Like, the red was very early, and that was it. And then the gray was more the full-time one, like what they chose to go with. And I think it looks very good with the Ralph, just like Casey Jones's first appearance. Of course, we don't have the right hands, because he had bare hands in that issue, and they didn't give us that on any of them, which it would have been cool to if they just released this one with the bare hands and the wraps, because then it would have all been new, kind of. But, you know, moving on, they look good, of course. A little turd on the side. Moving this man Mikey out there. Coming with some of the more recent Mirage figures, we got the Splinter, Master Splinter. And then the Wanderer. I was just going to say Michelangelo, but that's not non-canon. I don't think so, I don't remember. But here we go. Looks good, of course. More of the recent Mirage line. This is just great to see all of it. We got a bunch of great figures now in this line, and they just keep doing it. They don't stop. Most of the recent NECA releases have just been Mirage Comics figures, which I cannot complain about. And they've all been pretty good, too. It's not even like they're not dropping stinkers yet. Because they are. I feel like they're rushing this line a little bit because it's doing so well. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now, continuing with the last couple of comparisons here. Of course, you got to compare with the Shredder, the Turtles. And here, another one, just because I've been liking playing with this figure, the Super Shredder from Secrets of the Ooze. This one you can see the Casey Jones definitely is not the biggest figure if you flop to compare to the Super Shredder, but he is definitely a decent figure. Comes with a lot. Has a lot of nice accessories, a lot of nice detail. And of course, he is Casey Jones. He's one of those characters that you almost need. So it is overall a great figure. Comes with a lot of decent stuff, but if you have the original, it's not really necessary. Like, it really does feel like just a re-release. But at least what they did was give us some new stuff. It's not just all repaint and resculpt. Excuse me, I almost just died there. I don't even know what happened. Casey Jones heard me talking, but other than that, a really good figure. And if you don't have the original one, I'd say go for this one, unless you really like the colors of the old one, because this one comes with more, and it probably has better QC, because that was one of the first figures, and it was a little rough from what I remember. But other than that, not too bad. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next review. FNAF videos coming. NECA videos incoming. If you're still watching, if anybody is seeing this, if anybody knows, if anybody is seeing this,